Okay, shall we start? It is already 4:30 and we need to discuss the main text. Till now, we have discussed about Jean-Paul Sartre's preface. Yes, thank you, Subhash. Then we have Ganesh also. I missed Ganesh's messages also. I'm sorry, Ganesh. He said for something radical. Okay, radical also. Hmm. Okay. Mute all. Okay, I will mute all. Now, page number 254. Please check with page number 254. From there, we will start about the text. What is actually there in the essay, The Wretched of the Earth. I have given you the introduction of Frantz Fanon, his book, his biography. Then I have discussed in a great detail about Sartre, Jean-Paul Sartre, French philosopher, and his importance of preface. Okay, so that is over. Now we will check with the text. There are some spelling mistakes, some print mistakes, but meanwhile, you please correct in your text also. Okay, The Wretched of the Earth, which is in French, Los Damnes de la Terra. It is published in the year 1961 by Fanon. Of course, first in French language, then it was translated into English. Is a psychiatric. I am from the beginning. I am insisting on the word psychiatric and psychological analysis. Means the suffering as well as the understanding. Okay, analysis of the dehumanizing effect. What are these two? Psychiatrist and psychologist. These two are different. Don't think these two are both same. Okay. Okay, mute all. Every time I have to mute all, I think. Okay. So, psychiatrist means one who will treat the deformity or treat the mental illness. Whereas psychologist is one who will counsel, one who will give you certain tips to change your mind and all. Okay. So, psychiatric and psychological analysis of the dehumanizing effect. Dehumanizing result, dehumanizing effect of colonization on the individual, man and women, as well as the nation. These men, women, they constitute a nation. The broader social and political implications inherent to establish, it is to establish a social movement for the decolonization of a person and of a people emerge from this. The French title, Les Damnes de la Terre, is derived from the opening lyrics of the international 19th century anthem of the left wing of Algeria. That is different. Okay, if you want to write, you can write, otherwise leave. Now, the political focus derives, this is very important, please underline, the political focus derives from the first chapter. What is first chapter? The name, the title of the first chapter is Concerning Violence or On Violence. Frantz Fanon, On Violence. He wanted to talk about violence in first chapter, wherein Fanon indicts. What is meant by indicts? Please write down the meaning. Indicts means accuse, pointing out, otherwise in a very scolding mood. He is indicting, he is finding faults with, he is not hesitating to scold somebody, he is not hesitating to accuse somebody. Tidutunnadu, indicting, dushistunnadu. You can write even in Telugu for better understanding. That's it. No, don't write in examinations. Indicting means, scolding somebody, accusing somebody, or finding fault with somebody. Fanon indicts colonialism. Evarni tidutunnadu? Ee concept ni tidutunnadu. Colonialism and its post-colonial legacies. It is not the end. Colonialism is not the end point. There are post-colonial legacies also, post-colonial stories also. Oh my God, it is very difficult to come out of this post-colonial aspect. Very difficult. Please help, please ma'am, help me out. Help me out in what? In finding out the page. It is in page number 254. Saida, it is in the page 254. And we are in the last paragraph. I'm analyzing, I'm giving you meanings of each and every word because this paragraph is very important. Last paragraph. The political focus derives from the first chapter of the book, which is named as, concerning violence, wherein Fanon indicts colonialism and its post-colonial legacies, which is a means of catharsis. Why he is using the word called catharsis? Please underline, everybody. Catharsis and liberation from being a colonial subject, from being a colonial victim, being a colonial sufferer. You can say, yes, Subhash, it is Commonwealth nations. All these colonized, then getting independent, gaining independence, already exploited, trying to rise up. All these third world nations are called as Commonwealth nations. Fatima, this is not paper 2 American literature. This is paper 5 literary criticism, most dangerous paper. This is not American literature. This is paper 5, literary 20th century literary criticism. Okay. Now, did you understand why he is using catharsis? Catharsis is what, according to Aristotle, catharsis means release. It is called release of what? Emotions. Mixture of emotions getting, or coming out. When you watch a movie, when you watch a beautiful scene, you will come out with cathartic effect. The mixture of emotions will come out. In one movie, suppose hero's father dies and hero is becoming more, very, very emotional. That emotional scene will bring you unknowingly some sweet tears in your eyes. That is called cathartic effect. That particular scene moved you or brought out cathartic effect, two emotions, pity and fear from you. Mainly why pity and fear? Because pity and fear, they are very, very hard emotions to come out. Simply you will not have pity on anybody. A beggar is begging on the road. Simply you will not give 10 rupees or 100 rupees to that fellow. He should beg. His condition should be very moving condition. Then you will feel pity about that fellow and then you will help. Simply 2 hands, 2 legs, beautifully clothed person, if he will beg, you will not have pity on him. కాళ్ళు చేతులు బాగానే ఉన్నాయి, అడుక్కుంటామే అని తిడతాం పైగా. Right? Anger is an emotion which comes. Yes, anger is a emotion which comes very easily. Laughter is an emotion which comes very easily. Suppose somebody falls, you will laugh easily. It is very easy to come out. Anger is also very easy to come out. Then warrior is also, somebody is attacking you, you will also attack. Is also very, whereas pity and fear, these two are very, very strong emotions which will not come easily. That's the reason Aristotle in his Poetics mentioned that if a scene or a drama brings pity and fear from an individual, that is called cathartic effect. He will be free, he will be released from many pains. That is the reason decolonization is also called as cathartic effect. Decolonization is a kind of a catharsis, to come out of that suppression, to come out of that clutches, to come out of that harassment. That is the psychological release is called as catharsis. And liberation, nation is liberated, individual is liberated. To get liberated, what we have to do? We have to take shelter in violence. This is Frantz Fanon's statement. To become liberated, to become an independent nation, if you will opt for violence, if you will choose violence, it is not a mistake. There is a lot of support for that. That is the main point which he is discussing here. The first sentence, page number 255, continuation, first paragraph. The first sentence of the book reads as follows. What is the first sentence? National liberation, comma, national awakening is the restoration of the nation to the people. Restoration of the nation to the people. Prajala Rajyam, Prajalake Ichedam. Restoration means once again restoring something, rearranging something, putting something into the same place. Oka vastuvu తీసేసి మళ్ళీ అదే తీసిన వస్తువు తీసిన చోట పెట్టడం. Restoring. Okay, restoring of the nation to the people. Decolonization is a violent movement or event. Decolonization in that sense, decolonization in that aspect, it is a violent movement or event. It is not easy. It is not simply you can say, yes, we want to decolonize, we want independence. It is not so much easy. It is a violent movement, he said. Next, the Wretched of the Earth presents through critiques, means literary theories, literary statements, critiques of nationalism and imperialism, a discussion of personal and societal mental health, a discussion of how the use of language is very much important, applied to the important establishment of imperialist identities of the colonizer and the colonized, in order to teach and psychologically mold the native, and the colonist into their respective roles as slaves and master. What is colonizer and colonized relationship? It is called as slave and master relationship. If somebody is submissive, obviously somebody will rule. If Subhash is very, very humble, submissive, yes ma'am candidate, obviously I will start ruling him. I will start dominating him. I will give so many orders to him. This is a perspective of slave and master. Presently, it is only a teacher-student relationship. Maybe tomorrow, if he is too much submissive, I will start ruling him. I will become a master and he is a slave. This happens. This happens unknowingly. Now, the title. First, let us check with the title. Who is the wretched of the earth? Wretched. What is meant by wretched? W-R-E-T-C-H-E-D. Who is wretched? Wretched means miserable, unhappy, heartbroken, dejected, pitiable, submissive, sad. These are all synonyms to wretched. Who is wretched? Helpless. Yes, correct. Helpless. Sad. One who is a dependent. One who cannot take care of himself or herself. These many. Miserable, unhappy, heartbroken. These are miserable, unhappy, heartbroken. These are all psychological words. Psychological. I'm telling you, Wretched of the Earth is mostly related to the psychoanalytical theory, psychoanalytical criticism. This stands as an example. Okay. Who is the wretched of the earth then? Question mark. The answer is very clear and clean. The wretched are the people enslaved by the man, white man. We are also wretched. Indian people, Indians till 1947, they were in wretched conditions, means miserable conditions. They were like slaves, treated as slaves by the Britishers. We also, many of our Indian soldiers, they participated in First World War and Second World War unnecessarily. They were killed unnecessarily. Actually, it is not a direct war. We were not against any country. We were not against any other notion. Still, because we are ruled by Britishers, we were asked to participate in that war, and miserably. Many Indians, they died in France, Flanders, Germany. Oh, in many countries, people died. Even our Sarojini Naidu, she has written a beautiful poem as a tribute to these soldiers, that is The Gift of India. India has gifted many soldiers to many countries. My children, they have sacrificed for the sake of other nations. That is the gift. Which is priceless. It is called as priceless gift. Okay, so these people, colonized people, are called as wretched of the earth, miserable people on the earth. The answer is simple. He did it out of his sheer arrogance. That leads us to the question, why should the white man be arrogant? Because of white man's arrogance, there is this colonizer and colonized division. This is white man's arrogance, white man's over domination, or white man's misconception that we are submissive, we are helpless. This is an ethical question rather than a political question. Who is the wretched of the earth? It is an ethical question. Evarni meeru takku chesi maatladutunnaru? Evarni meeru miserable ani antunnaru? Enduku asalu meeku aa loku bhavana enduku? Why you have to consider somebody as submissive or helpless or miserable? Let us take advantage of them. Let us take them as granted. Why we have to think like that? Is it not your arrogance? Is it not your superiority complex? Yes, they felt superior. Correct. Correct, Subhash. Is it Subhash's answer? Yes, Subhash. Correct. Why? Actually, why this is a power game. Generally, in day-to-day life also, when one is less intelligent or one is very smooth or submissive, obviously the elder brother will start dominating the younger brother. Domination. It is a domination. He will unnecessarily beat him. He will unnecessarily give him so much of work. If something father has assigned one work to elder brother, he will pass on it to the younger brother. What is this? This is superiority complex. It is truly psychological. White man is suffering with superiority complex. These colonized people, they are suffering with inferiority complex. Even Jean-Paul Sartre has mentioned that colonized people, they are suffering from inferiority complex. They think that they lack something. L-A-C-K, they lack something. They don't have such beautiful or extraordinary qualities as the white man possesses. That is also wrong. Everybody is equal on this earth. Everybody is equal. This is a beautiful place. Earth is a beautiful place which is meant for everybody. Natural elements, natural resources are for everybody. Not only for the sake of one or two people who are powerful, who are rich. It's a very simple example. We can have this oxygen, water, then sky, then earth. These natural resources are equal to everybody. Everybody will die one day and we will enter into the same earth. Sky is the roof for everybody. It is not sky is only meant for me. Those 10 stars are only meant for me. No. Yes, the way we think is different. The way we try to understand is different. Comprehend this world is different. Correct. So the wretched of the earth is the colonized. According to Sartre, who has written an introduction to an Algerian black man, Fanon. Who is Fanon? Frantz Fanon. He is an Algerian black man who wrote the book, The Wretched of the Earth, says Sartre says Africans have an inferiority complex in the blood. That is the reason these colonizers, they felt superior. As in the beginning, as we have studied in Venetian context. Venetian context is what? In this world, there are only two elements, good and bad. Good is represented by white and bad is represented by black. That is, evil is represented by black. Like that, here also there are only two options, superiority complex and inferiority complex. If you feel inferior, definitely one fellow will dominate you. That brings him superiority complex. The Wretched of the Earth says Africans have an inferiority complex in the blood. Fanon illustrates the ideal, the so-called black people have lost and their individuality, so much so that they are prepared to forego their religion, culture, and even language. Forgo means leave. They forget about, they want to leave their own religion, their own culture, and their own language also, which is truly negative impact, completely negative impact. They are colonized so much that they forgot about their native language, native culture, and native religion as well. Means they are completely changed. They lost their identity. They lost their individuality. What is your identity? Galaxy J2, Galaxy J2. What is your identity? Your Aadhaar card. If you will lose your Aadhaar card, it's like losing your identity in India. Why Aadhaar card is very much important? There is an identity number. With that number, you are identified as the citizen of India. If you will lose that, oh, very, very dangerous. Our PAN card, our Aadhaar card, credit cards or debit cards, they are very, very important because they are all connected to what? Identity. Without that, you are not considered as the citizen of this nation. The beauty of Wretched of the Earth is its universality. That means here the beauty of Wretched of the Earth means the beauty of the essay. It is not only for Caribbean citizens, not only for Algerian citizens, it is meant for the universality. Okay, and that means everybody. It is connected to every individual who is suffering from superiority domination. Check, every individual has to check whether he is inferior or superior. If he is dominating somebody or he is getting suppressed by somebody, please check. This is universality. That is if you don't leap, L-E-A-P means jump. Leap means here jump. Is it the correct word? Here there is a print mistake, and that is the reason I have guessed. Is it the right word, leap? Any one of you, those who are following in the text? Yes, ma'am. Okay. It is leap. L-E-A-P. Leap means to jump, to come out of, to get separated. From what? From history, because history will repeat. What is the nature of history? It goes on repeated. It goes on repeating. Because history will be repeated. So what you have to do to get change, to come out of that, you have to leap. L-E-A-P. Leaping means like a frog, you have to jump. Frogs generally leap. గెంతుతాయి. అలా గెంతి మీరు బయటకు వచ్చేయాలి. అందులోనే ఉండిపోకూడదు. ఆ ఉచ్చులోనే బిగుసుకుని ఉండకూడదు అని చెప్తున్నారు. Today, in the name of globalization, this is the point which Frantz Fanon has pointed out. Have we got decolonized? Andram decolonize ayyama leda? Please check with this paragraph. Today means how Wretched of the Earth, which is written in the year which got published in the year 1961, is now relevant to 2021. Is it clear? Did you understand how this essay is presently useful for nowadays students? This question they might ask: what is the relevance of The Wretched of the Earth, which is written in 1961 in the context of Algerian independence war, Algerian War of Independence? What is the use of this essay, which is prescribed in your syllabus? Yes, this is for whether we all got decolonized or not. Andaram decolonize ayyama leda? This is question. You have to check. Or are we getting suppressed once again? Or are we under the colonization impact still? Though we are, with a pride, we are saying that we are independent. We are celebrating 74 years of independence, 75 years of independence, like that. Are we decolonized? Are we really independent? This paragraph will clear that point. It says that today, in the name of globalization, we are all Vasudhaika Kutumbam, globalization, all are one. And foreign investment, we are investing in what? Foreign products. MNC is correct, in foreign products. Our shampoo, what is our shampoo? L'Oreal. Then what is that? Another Pantene, Head and Shoulders. These are all American shampoos. I'm giving you one small example. See, Google, FB, that is Facebook. These are all companies in which we are investing, unknowingly or knowingly, whatever we are doing. We are getting habituated to other products. We are encouraging other countries to settle. We are giving them a platform to sell their products. We are becoming a platform to become rich. Today, in the name of globalization and foreign investment, we are opening the back doors. Front door is okay, it is independent. Front door, inti gummanlo chakkaga board pettukunnam. We are independent nation. We got independence in the year 1947. But back door, doddu vaipu nunchi ivanni encourage chestunnam. Are we decolonized? Question mark. No. The answer is big no. We are opening the back doors to the multinational companies, as Subhash mentioned, multinational companies like Google, Facebook, other companies, and thus we are inviting imperialism once again. We are inviting this time. That time they invaded from 1498. 1492, Vasco da Gama entered, then Britishers they entered. That was invasion. మనం ఏం పిలవకపోయినా వాళ్ళే వచ్చారు, మన ఎత్తెక్కారు. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తున్నాము? What we are doing? We are inviting imperialism. Yes, we are inviting imperialism once again into our nations through back door. This is very much wrong. This is very, very suicidal kind of an attempt. Means we are not decolonized. Psychologically, we are under suppression continuously. The essay, which is a preface by Sartre, open our eyes to this fact. That is the reason Jean-Paul Sartre's preface is very, very important. Fanon's goal, Frantz Fanon's goal of educating the masses, means the colonized, the suppressed. Masses means here the group of people who are colonized, is noteworthy and commendable. Very, very important. The masses should have a say in their government. Say means their voice. They should raise their voice to establish a strong government. Okay, now what are the themes? Most important themes, as I mentioned, first theme is in identity. If you are trying to establish your self-respect, that means you are trying to establish your identity as well. Then second one is justice. Violence is justice. Injustice was prevalent in the colony. In the beginning, injustice means anyayamu was prevalent. Prevalent means common. Injustice was very common in the colony as the bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie means what? The capitalist society. Feudal lords. భూస్వాములు, పెట్టుబడిదారులు, తెలుగులో అయితే భూస్వాములు, పెట్టుబడిదారులు అని అంటాం. బూర్జువాజీ. Please check with the spelling also. It is little confusing spelling, okay? As the bourgeoisie dictated the law, they were ruling because they were powerful, with little consideration for the common man, that is the working class. And Marxists, they used the term called proletarian, but retained for capitalist gains. In this manner, the cycle of injustice continued. Cycle of injustice continued. Cycle of two times padinda. Please cut off one cycle of. The cycle of injustice continued. Only a change of attitude and approach to the situation would help to set right the injustice, which of course would be difficult. Of course, sudden change is very difficult. Okay, and which would require a violent uprising against the ruling order. To get rid of this ruling order, which is filled with injustice, definitely you have to depend on violence. Means it is truly a communist idea. Frantz Fanon's idea is a truly communist idea. Not guerrilla, but communist idea. Because their ways are very injustice. They are injustice ways, unjustified ways. There is no problem. There is no, option left except violence. Okay, everything is not possible with non-violence. So next, another important theme is the necessity of violence. Why violence is necessary according to Frantz Fanon. The essay begins with a general account of colonialism, but concludes with a specified account of Algerian War of Independence. Though in the beginning, it gives a generalized view, overall view of colonialism, but by the end, it becomes very narrow. It becomes very close to only one place called Algeria. Okay, there is a complete drastic change in the essay. Drastic curve in the essay. Let us use the word like curve. In the beginning, it was very generalized view, which is useful for everybody. Whoever is reading the essay, it will be useful for everybody. But by the end of the essay, it becomes very narrow. It turns into a complete curve which ends in Algerian War of Independence. Okay, I hope you are all following. Excuse me. Then another important point is Fanon explains how the European domination had reduced a sizable portion of the black world politically, economically, culturally as well. Means there is a drastic difference. Drastic difference in what? In the reduced sizable portion. Sizable portion, it doesn't mean population. It means those who are connected to native economy, native politics, and native culture. Many, see, all our film stars, generally, all our film stars, they follow the Western kind of living. Western kind of living. They are very liberal. Their lifestyle is very liberal. They generally will not participate in our kind of native cultures and native things, right? They encourage mostly the global market. All our film actors, they are ambassadors. They are promoters to many global, otherwise foreign products. Okay, like that. Why I mentioned about our film actors? Because very less sizable, sizable, majority of the citizens, native citizens, they turned towards colonized civilization. Colonization entered into very nook and corner of every nation. Nook and corner of every nation. It is very surprising that even in a small village, you will find a phone with internet, with everything. Youngsters, mostly youngsters, means they are colonized or they are completely addicted to many modernist elements. Okay, then it has been stated any colony tends to become one vast farmyard, one vast concentration camp in a context of oppression like that of Algeria. This happened in Algeria, and that is the reason he is mentioning specifically the name of the place. For the colonized, living does not mean a set of rules, does not mean integrating oneself into the coherent constructive development by them of the world. To live simply means not to die. This is the direct word from the text. To live means what? To live simply means not to die. Die here in the sense, not physically. It is death in the sense mentally disabled, mentally not able to find their own identity. It is considered as death if you don't find your own identity. Then another important point, the political focus begins to emerge. The political focus begins to emerge in the introduction of the essay in which Fanon criticizes colonialism and post-colonial legacies. In Fanon's view, violence is a means of catharsis. Once again, it is repeated, then and liberated from the shackles of enslavement. Catharsis is a liberation of psychological suppression. Here, liberation means nation liberation. Okay, the essay presents through critique the use of nationalism and imperialism, a discussion of
recording stopped.
How the use of languages is applied to the identities of the colonizer and colonized so that they learn and psychologically adapt themselves to their respective roles as slaves and masters. You have to come out of this first. He is a slave, I am a master. That kind of attitude should change first. And sometimes to bring a change, we can depend on violence. The irrepressible violence that Fanon refers to is not a mere story or expression of savage instinct, but the effort of man is to reconstruct himself. Once again, you have to reconstruct yourself. Gentleness cannot efface the marks of violence. It doesn't mean that gentleness doesn't mean that you can rule somebody. Violence alone can destroy them. Who are arrogant, violence alone can destroy them. The colonized express the violence by driving them out with weapons. When their rage explodes, when anger explodes, rage means here anger or rebellion explodes, it becomes ruthless. అప్పుడు పర్యవసానాలు చూసుకోవడం చాలా కష్టమవుతుంది. When somebody gets rebellious, when somebody gets revolutionary, you cannot expect their ruthlessness. Therefore, one must remain terrified or become terrible. Therefore, one must remain terrified or become terrible. Okay, this is all about Wretched of the Earth essay. The essay is specially dedicated. I'm reading the last paragraph from conclusion. The essay is specially dedicated to the Algerians who were seeking independence from Frantz Fanon's exposes a few countries in his essay. The essay is specially dedicated to the Algerians seeking independence. Full stop. Frantz Fanon exposes a few countries in his essay which have taken the path of decolonization. In most of the countries, the national bourgeoisie merely replaces the metropolis bourgeoisie and still depend on foreign markets and capitals. Okay, there are some self-assessment questions. Even in those self-assessment questions, you will find good answers. Self-assessment questions basically are for short answers. You have to, I think you have to by heart these so that you will write easily in the short answer type questions. Okay, please let me know. Do you have any doubts? Will you read these essays properly, or will you find it difficult even after this much of explanation? Will you feel it tedious?
Madam, could you tell important questions and areas?
Important questions from Frantz, Fanon's. Okay. Let me check. You have, I think you have in your this material itself. Okay, let me check. In this, right? Frantz, Fanon's questions. Even I too don't have, I think. Yes, recommended. These are recommended reading, Amma. Okay. No, even I don't have. Somebody asked, is it Subhash? I don't have questions with me. Please, I'm extremely sorry. There are recommended reading and glossary only. Self-assessment questions and answers. Describe the colonial encounter in the Wretched of the Earth. Describe the colonial encounter. Colonial encounter is very, very disastrous. That is all mentioned in the essay. Write a brief note on the themes of the Wretched of the Earth. Themes are identity, violence. These are then justice. These are themes. That's it. Specific questions I don't have in my material. Specific questions I don't have.
Okay.
Any doubt or any point which you want me to discuss? Oh, it is Lingaya, I think. Sorry, Lingaya, I cannot help you with questions because I too don't have a proper text or an analyzed text for this. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Ruhina. Yes, Ruhina, please tell me.
Madam, can you share page number 16 to 17?
From the text. Yes, even
yes.
Yes, yesterday, I think somebody is complaining that some pages are missing. I will check with the university, department itself. Okay. If I have in my paper, in my book, definitely I will help. Is it from background topics? Those topics are from background, I think, those pages.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Madam, could you share today's PPT?
Yes, definitely. See, yesterday Hari means Haripriya, I think. Yesterday Haripriya also asked about the main aspects of Indian aesthetics. I think somebody already shared that PPT in the group. If you want me to do PDF, I will do it PDF. Today's materials also, today's PowerPoint presentations also, I will share it. No worry.
Share in WhatsApp also.
Thank you.
WhatsApp. Do you have a WhatsApp group also?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Oh, I don't know about it. I don't have any information about it.
I want everyone to share everything on WhatsApp also, ma'am, please. It will be very kind help.
Okay. So is it the same number? How to join your WhatsApp group? Or otherwise, you please add my number.
Ma'am, I'll send you the link, ma'am.
Okay. You please send me the link. Okay. That will be fine. Then I will join both WhatsApp as well as this Telegram group, and I will share all the 5 topic PDFs to that numbers. Okay, those groups, and I will give you one PDF or one Word document for Stanley Fish's. Is there any text in this class? Means main points, only those main points. I will prepare a PDF so that okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So whatever we have the material related to this book.
Yes. Sure, Lingaya. I will do that.
Thank you
So,
much.
see, I have covered totally 5 topics from your syllabus. and hope you have you got. I'm just taking a snap of that link. Okay, then I will join. Then I will join that, or I will copy it. One minute. One minute. Okay. I have the link of this WhatsApp group also. I will definitely share in that. Okay, don't worry. So Lingaya and others, everybody, I have covered 5 topics as per Anil sir's instruction. I have covered 5 topics. I hope you have a very good idea about these 5 topics and you will write properly in your examinations. Of course, there is choice also. You are liberal, you are democrat. In this democratic nation, you can select anything. But my concern is that if something is very difficult, you please let me know. If possible, I will explain it. Otherwise, check with the other option and do better in your examinations. If this topic, Stanley Fish topic, is very difficult, check with the other option. You have other essay also and do better in your examinations. This paper is little difficult. Literary criticism paper is little difficult and dry subject, and it will be difficult to remember all the points. That is the reason I am emphasizing. Okay.
Yes. Madam, for that reason, could we approach you if you get any doubt in this?
Sure. Okay. You please message in WhatsApp or the Telegram. But till I mean, by the time of your examinations, whatever 5 topics I have dealt in, these 5 topics, if you have any doubts, I will definitely clarify.
Thank you so much.
Sure. No problem. When are your exams? Any tentative date? You know?
No,
It is
ma'am,
not
we
given.
don't know.
Okay, means you have sufficient time. Sufficient time is not for relaxation. Go through slowly. You take up every aspect slowly and with a lot of command you prepare. Then everything will fall in place. By the time
one more-
of the examination, you will become hurry and you will put something. Everything will become a disaster.
Madam, could you give some general instructions to get more marks?
General instructions I have been giving to you from the first class itself. Like, don't go for summaries. If summaries are not possible in this paper, literary criticism paper, don't write always summaries in your literature papers also. Try to analyze themes, try to focus on character analysis. Like that you prefer. Okay, story, writing a summary or understanding the novel, okay, means summary is good. But for every answer, if you will write summaries, if you will attempt summaries, it is not good. It will not give you good marks. It is not impressive also. నాకేం రాదులే ఏమొచ్చిందని పెద్ద స్టోరీ రాసేద్దాం అది అంటే అదొక ఎస్కేప్ మెథడ్ అంతే. టు ఎస్కేప్ ఆర్ టు జస్ట్ పాస్. Summaries are okay. Those who want to pass the exam depend on summaries, but those who want to score good marks, then you have to do analytical kind of a method. You have to analyze thematic analysis, character analysis.
Like, can you suggest any book, ma'am? Like, we have number of books, like textbooks and all, other than this material for paper 5 or
paper 5, this is very good. Radhika, please do this. Unfortunately, some papers are missing, some pages are missing, okay, but actually to write your exams, this material is very good. It is very simple material. See, suppose I will suggest, I will show my book, one minute, in which I prepare. I will put on my video and from which I prepare. That is very difficult. Okay, please give me 1 minute.
yes, ma'am.
One more question, ma'am. Hello?
Ma'am is showing something. She told to wait.
Yes, maybe my room is very dark. Oh, you cannot see the text. It's already 5:20, so it became very dark. See this book. This is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is literary theory.
Hello,
This I
ma'am.
bought for my PhD exam. So this is literary theory. This is a very good textbook actually it is for a guide for the perplexed. It is a guide for the perplexed, means one who is confused, one who is finding difficulty in understanding the concepts and all, by Mary Klages. This book is okay, you can find, but comparing to this, your material is more simplified and more better for writing your examinations. To write
One
examinations,
doubt
your
I have,
material
ma'am.
is
I would like to ask you.
Ma'am.
Yes. Somebody
I would like to ask you. Just now you said
Oh,
that
mama.
don't write the summaries.
Yes.
Just write the critical analysis. So
Yes,
can you just
can I what? Your voice is
hint that
breaking.
how can we write the critical analysis about?
Critical analysis means
Yeah. How can we write the critical analysis? Just now we read about that wreath of the earth. So how can we write the?
for this is already a critical essay. I told Lingaya not to depend on summaries for literature papers. See, these are all critical essays, already critically analyzed, critically discussed. I'm not telling you about this paper. This paper as it is, you have to write. That's it. But I was telling Lingaya to opt for critical analysis or thematic analysis, character analysis for literature paper.
Just Henry, I want.
See, for example, character analysis, and I will select one important character from our Indian writings in English, Man-Eater of Malgudi, R.K. Narayan's Man-Eater of Malgudi. How to write thematic, character, and critical analysis of the essay. For example, I'm just giving you an example, okay? Don't think that I'm eating too much of your brain, okay? Please. Character analysis. Let us take the character of Vasu. Okay, I think it is prescribed in your syllabus, second year syllabus, Man-Eater of Malgudi, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Let us discuss, analyze that particular novel of R.K. Narayan. We will take up these three: critical analysis, character analysis, and thematic analysis. For example, let us take the character of Vasu. Don't write everything about Vasu and Vasu's character. Analysis means what is the reason or why R.K. Narayan has created character like that. Means the underlying or the hidden aspect you have to identify. Like it is a colonial encounter. I don't know whether you have got my point. Nataraj is an Indian. Nataraj is Indian. He has all the Indian concept or Indian way of living. Whereas Vasu is dominating. He interferes in every work. He disturbs even Malgudi. What is that? That is colonial effect. Like that you have to analyze. Vasu represents the Britishers. Vasu represents the British domination. From somewhere he came. And he disturbed the complete solace and peace of Malgudi. Not only Nataraj, but the whole village. He hunted for animals. He disturbed the ecological system of Mempi forest. Clear? Like this, you have to write all the underlying aspects of the question. Don't write everything about Vasu. Vasu is a bodybuilder in the beginning. Then he became taxidermist. What?
Background of the story we have to mention.
Yes, if you want to, if you have time, you please mention. Otherwise, background in the sense, what will you write? Will you write about author's biography?
Comes under thematic analysis, no ma'am?
Then
Background of the
story was written.
No, okay, story you can write a little bit, but mostly you have to write this one. Then let us talk about thematic concerns. What are the different themes? Themes in R.K. Narayan's novels, Man-Eater of Malgudi. First, it is domesticity. Then it is the disturbance. Then once again, coming back to normalcy.
Order, disorder, reorder.
Then first it is domestic order. Everything is in place. Then there is a disturbance. In between there is a conflict. And once again restoration, or once again restoring the peace. Everything comes down. Everything will fall in place like that. These are thematic concerns. Even sometimes in one of the major exams, there was given in R.K. Narayan's book about the women characters of R.K. Narayan's novels. Not only Man-Eater of Malgudi, women characters of R.K. Narayan's novels. Women characters, only two types of women you will find in R.K. Narayan's novels. One is very domestic and another one is very bold and independent. We have both characters. Domestic is our Nataraja's wife, whose name is also not mentioned. She is always called as Nataraja's wife. Means name is also not mentioned. Her identity is not important. Whereas Rangi, who is Rangi? She is a temple dancer. She is bold and independent. She can take her own decisions. She can even suggest somebody. Means like that. Okay. This is critical analysis, thematic analysis, and character analysis. Did you understand now? Whoever asked.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Like that, you have to focus. See, this is all up to the mark. If it is not available, if it is not in your range, please put your focus whatever you have. At least you try to write properly with whatever materials you have. Then also you will gain good marks. Don't go for some confusion or some external things and make everything fuss out of it. Don't do like that. Whatever you have an organized method of learning, organized method of study, and definitely will gain good marks.
Ma'am, one more thing, like just if in case I missed, I'm not sure on it. The myth and reality, did you cover this unit, ma'am, this lesson?
In which topic?
Myth and reality is in Indian writing, and Parimala ma'am, she took it.
See, this is not in my paper. See, I have taken Indian
paper
writing in
5
English as an
actually.
exam. It is not in
5.
paper 5, myth and literature.
It's in paper 5, ma'am, lesson number 16 and 17. Simon D. Behavior, the second sex, myth and reality.
Yes,
Oh, that is
nobody
my
have
topic.
explained.
Nobody took.
Yeah, I think this.
I think ma'am, she will take one more
also.
class.
14th and 15th also not covered, ma'am.
Death of the authors.
The death of the
No.
author.
See, you have classes till Saturday, I think. Right?
Friday, ma'am.
Till Friday. Meanwhile, ma'am, she will cover, I think.
Okay.
You will be having another 2 or 3 days of classes. Today, as Anil sir has instructed, I have to cover my portion, all the 5 topics.
Okay, ma'am.
That's it. And day after tomorrow, I will take up first years. So there is still time. There is still time to cover all your portions. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
No problem. See,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
If you are having any problem, please put a message. I will explain.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Thank you all of you. Nice meeting you all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are somewhere in the Hyderabad surroundings, but still we all united with a very good purpose of discussing literary criticism. Very good. It is a very nice experience.
Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am.